Hey YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen where I eat to live and I live to eat. Today I'm excited because I'm going to be making some fried green tomatoes. I actually found some at my local farmer's market, so if you're interested in seeing how I do my tomatoes, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alright guys, so here's the things we're going to need for making these delicious fried green tomatoes. Of course, you're going to need some tomatoes. So look at these there. I done cut them up. Well, my husband cut them up for me. So I made some already. So I had some left to do the video with. So you got to have your green tomatoes. You want to cut them in nice slices, not too thin, not too thick. So just a perfectly shaped or perfectly cut tomato, because we're going to have some substance in there. So to make the best tomatoes, to me, you need a wet batter, dry batter. That's how you get that good crispy, flaky crust. Because if you just try to batter it with your dry batter, or it's just going to be kind of thin. I like a little crust on mine. So like you fry fish, I like to fry my tomatoes the same way. So I have some flour here. So for the wet batter, we're going to make that one first. It's just flour and milk and your seasonings, right? So I got some plant-based milk. I have some flour because I made some oyster mushrooms as well that we're going to pair with this. I had my oyster mushrooms going in here from my wet batter to my dry. And what I'm going to do is just salvage some of this flour, because you know flour can be expensive. So I just want to salvage this if I can. So I'm just sifting that. And if I need to add more, I will. It's just a nice little sifter here. Okay. All right, let me get this in the trash. This is no good. All right, and then if we need a little bit more, I can put more in there. So this is already got some season. Yeah, so this was already had a little seasoning in it. So, but if I was just making this fresh, I would just use some Mrs. Dash. I use the garlic and herb and the flour. I wouldn't put no sodium or anything in this, only because we're gonna have that in our dry batter. And you don't want it you don't want it to be too salty. So this has a little sodium in it, so I'll definitely be careful when I'm doing my dry batter. And what you want to do, you want to get it like a pancake consistency, so that way it'll stick. And what we're going to do, we're going to double dip when we do this. So this is going to make for a really nice crust. It's got flavor because your tomatoes are kind of thick, so we want to make sure we have an even amount of crust to go over those. Okay. So this isn't too thick, not too thin. Maybe just a little tad bit looser than a pancake. My pancakes anyway, because I like thick pancakes, but just to give you the concept here. So yeah, it's got some thickness to it. All right, so we're gonna do that. We'll set that aside. That's our wet batter. Now, for our dry batter, we use 2 parts cornmeal. I'm gonna put 2 cups cornmeal with 1 part flour. And I do my fish like this too. When we used to have fish, you do the 2 parts, 1 part. My husband, we still cook fish. He's more pescatarian, and do the 2-part one. Okay. I want to get something to stir this around here. This is going to make for a nice crust. And we're going to get our seasonings in here. So we're going to need some black pepper. And I always tell you guys to season to your own likings. Got some garlic, granulated garlic. Love, love, love garlic. And for these, excuse me. And for these, I'm going to use a little bit of Old Bay to give it that little Cajun kind of kick. If you got Cajun season, you can use that as well. But I like the taste of my Old Bay. Just a pinch of Spike seasoning. Like I said, I don't need that much sodium. This is my sodium that I was using. There's a little sodium in the Old Bay too, so. And then some smoked paprika, which I love my smoked paprika, so. But it doesn't come out as quick. Okay. So this is my dry batter. And again, you want to make sure you, excuse me, those seasonings have gone up my nose. That pepper and that garlic got me. But you just want to make sure this is mixed in really well. And then you're going to want to make sure your oil is on. So I'm going to be frying mine in some grapeseed oil. And you want to get your oil fish fry ready. You know that how you drop fish, you want your oil to be hot, but not too hot where it burns your batter as soon as you put it in. So you really want your oil temperature to be where it should be, because if not, you're going to have soggy crust. So you're going to make sure your oil is being heated up, but again, not too hot to where it burns your crust, because you want your crust to be a golden brown, crispy golden brown. Okay, I'm going to taste this. Okay, not too salty, not as strong as that batter was, so that's perfect. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do, let me turn this over. We want to get our tomatoes into our wet mixture. Now, perfect thing to cook with, you're going to need some tongs, because that way you can get them in and out, flip them really well. If you have tongs, you can use a fork or something else. If not, but I find it easier to use the tongs. Again, we're just going to drop our tomatoes down into our wet batter. And if you can see this, see how coated, they're starting to coat those really nicely. And if you take it out, I just want you to see kind of how thick it is. So if you were to drop them like this, you wouldn't have much of a coating on there. That's why I like using the wet dry. And if you were to just do the dry batter, I want to give you an example. See how thin that is? You don't really have a lot of batter on there. So either way, you don't have a lot of batter. But when you do wet batter, dry batter, let me show you what you get next. Take it from your your wet, over to your dry. I'm going to go back to my wet one more time. Like I said, I want that nice crispy crust. Then take it back to my dry. And this is where I said these come in handy, because if not, you lose some of your batter. You see how that's stuck on there nicely? That's what we want. A nice coated tomato. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and continue to dread these up. And we're going to go over to the stove. I'll let you see how to fry them. All right, guys, so I've had my grease warming for about 5 to 7 minutes. I have it on, if you're using a cooktop, mine is on medium high, between medium and high, right there in the middle. So, and if you want to check your oil, a lot of times you can just throw a little flour in there. Cornmeal is starting to bubble, so it should be ready. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, this is where I want to use my tongs. This is where I said the tongs will be very helpful. Because you want your oil to be good and hot. And you know, with the fried green tomatoes, it's, you know, it might try to come off, but that's okay. Get it in there. But you're going to be surprised with that little extra crisp on there. It just does something to the tomatoes. It makes it so good to give it that extra layer of batter. As long as you're using healthy ingredients to cook with, it's okay to treat yourself a little bit. Just something fried, right? And these are going to just be good. We're going to pair it with some smoked Gouda grits and some oyster mushrooms. So yeah, I've already did a channel or a video of my oyster mushrooms, how I do those. The Gouda grits, I've already made them, so I have to come back again, and which is pretty simple. You just do your grits and put you some smoked Gouda, vegan cheese in there. I season mine with a little bit of salt, smoked paprika. If you want a little heat, put a little tad bit of cayenne and use some milk to cream them. I did say a little pinch of salt so you can have some flavor there. But other than that, that's all you do with your grits. You can be creative. Put some of the green onions on top. I think I did do a video with some, because I'm trying to remember. I think I did the smoked Gouda grits with the banana blossoms. I did fish. I think I did. If I did, I'll put it in my description so you guys can see that, how I made the Gouda grits. But see, we're gonna let these cook for about 3 to 4 minutes per side, so that way you can get a nice deep crisp on these. But you see how my grease is not too hot, but it's hot enough to fry, and you don't want your grease levels too high to size them up unless you're gonna deep fry. Because I could have used my deep fryer, but it takes too much oil to use my deep fryer. I need to get a little smaller deep fryer, which would be okay. I won't have to use so much oil, but just enough oil to cover almost the top. Leave a little bit undone so you can flip it just like you're frying fish, or if you used to fry chicken, it's the same concept. You know, you don't want the grease levels too high. But we're gonna let these cook about 3 minutes on this side. I'll come back on and let you see how what they look like as I'm flipping them, and then we'll be ready to get these out of the skillet and be pretty much done. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a nice flip. Oh my gosh, look at that, y'all. See that crust on there. Oh yeah, see, look at that. Y'all know these look good, right? It looks like a piece of chicken, piece of meat fried. You know, you want that good crispiness. Look at that. This is a tomato. Look at that. Y'all see it? How good, look at that crispy crust. And that tomato in there is going to be good and thick and juicy. I made some dill, like a dill relish almost. Sort of like my tartar sauce. Just a little looser, like the tartar I made to eat dippies in. Oh, y'all, I'm so happy right now. Because it's hard to find green tomatoes. And so when I went to the farmer's market to get some of my elderberry, I saw that they had the green tomatoes. And I was like, oh my gosh. My daughter was like, Mom, they got green tomatoes. So she picked them up. I was in the car while she went in. She came out with some green tomatoes. I was like happy, happy, happy. So yes, because I love some fried green tomatoes. They do it for me. I haven't had them in so long though. But yeah, if you can get your hands on some fried green tomatoes and grow your own. My neighbor, she was growing some. And so I couldn't wait because she was going to give me some. She was growing them in a pot on her back patio. But the worms got them before we could get them. So that wasn't good. But yeah, guys, this is all you do as far as the cooking process. We're just going to give the other side enough time to crisp up. Like I said, 3 to 4 minutes per side. And then make sure you have something to drain the oil. You don't want to soggy. So get you a plate. Get you some paper towel. Put on there so it doesn't sit in the oil. So when it takes it out, when you take it out, it'll have an opportunity to drain that excess oil. So they're good and crisp, but not oily. So definitely want to make sure you do that. And when you take them out, just let them drip like this. Some of the oil, just hold them down and let that oil drain out of the food before you put them on your towel. Just a little tip there. But these are about ready to come out now. Just going to let the back side of these brown just a little bit more. You see this side is a little more browner. Like I said, 3 to 4 minutes per side is all you need. Yep. Ain't they beautiful, guys? These are going to be so good. I know they're going to be good, so I'm just excited because I can't wait to sink my teeth into one. But anyway, that's all you do. And I'm going to get these out of the skillet and get these plated up, and I'll let you guys see what they taste like. All right, my YouTube fam. Look at these, y'all. These are gorgeous. Look at this. Listen, y'all can hear the crust. These turned out to be amazing. I want to bring them up to give you guys a close look, just so you can see a nice, look at that. You can even hear it, how crispy it is. Look at this. Just nice, crispy. They're not oily because you let the oil drain there, but just wanted to give you guys a real nice close-up. These are going to be so good, but simple and easy. And they're fried, but they're fried in grapeseed oil. They use spelt flour, which is good for you. Now, I typically use Bob Red Mill cornmeal, which is also a healthier alternative than the Quaker that I had. They didn't have enough at the store, so I didn't have enough to use, so I just saved this till I get my next batch, but that was fine. But try to get clean ingredients whenever you're cooking. That's gonna make a world of difference for your health. And so y'all know I'm all about clean, healthy eating. Try to eat as organic as I can when I can. Sometimes, you know, you do have to buy certain things that may not be, but for the most part, my kitchen, I use mostly all clean ingredients and organic. But with that being said, I made some of the tartar that I made. I have a video out there for that. Little tartar sauce, dip them in because my husband likes to dip. So I thought that would be good to pair with that. Yeah, here they are. I have so much I want to say, but I know I'm running out of things to say. I got 100 things going through my head. But to not belabor the time, we're going to let you guys see what they taste like. Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
Can I have your assistance, please?
Yes, you may.
Come on over here, sir. So, fried green tomatoes.
Yes.
Don't they look amazing?
Yes, they look amazing. They
look
really
like
good.
Look like just, I don't know. They just look amazing.
Yeah, they look good. Good enough to eat right now.
Good enough to eat. So,
yeah.
All right. So I got a little tartar if you want to try them with that. Of course, like I said, we're going to pair them with some Gouda grits. I'll do a cute little picture and put it out there with the Gouda grits and the oyster mushrooms. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and let you just let them see what that tastes like since I didn't do the videos of the other ingredients.
Taste it first, y'all.
Now listen to that crunch.
Ooh, hot.
You picked the one that just came out. These came out. These were the first batch. The smaller ones was the little ends when I cooked.
Well, put a little sauce on it.
Okay. Here. But
Okay,
they got a nice
good.
little, I'm going to take some off. They got a nice little crunch, huh? Y'all hear that crunch? It's just like music to my ears.
I really want to eat the whole thing, but it's hot. But let me tell y'all something. The crispiness is there. I mean, the flavor's there. I ain't had fried green tomato in a while, but good God Almighty, y'all, I'm telling y'all, won't be disappointed. These fries, green tomatoes are the bomb.com.
Bomb.com.
Yes. And you ain't gonna be disappointed. They are really good.
Cool.
Really good.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys, yes, definitely try them out. And you know what to do if you like them.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up.
And of course, share.
Subscribe. Oh, share.
Share the video. And if you haven't already subscribed to Cassandra's Kitchen, subscribe. We would love to have you follow us here in Cassandra's Kitchen. So again, these are, he's look, y'all. You ready to get another one?
Yeah, but I will go ahead and finish the video.
Okay. Can we finish the video now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
That's just us. We loved having fun and acting crazy. A little shenanigans
really
never
good.
hurts anyone. So
But
yeah,
yes.
definitely try them. If you like them, let me know. Hit me up. Tag me in it if you make them. Any
Right.
of my recipes that you try, tag me in them. I would love to hear what you think about them. But until next time, peace, love, and
You won't be
blessings from
disappointed.
Cassandra's Kitchen. We love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.